Good morning, Sri Lanka. What a way to start the early AM than with us, the Good Morning team. Yeah, with me, Jason, and of course, Anu in the studio as well.
Hello, everybody. Good morning to you. So, according to my knowledge, Jason has been up to something very interesting.
Yes, this
During
past
the weekend.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was really awesome because I went out of Colombo and I went to this in Kalpedia. I spent a spiritual retreat there.
A spiritual retreat.
I found myself there.
A spiritual retreat.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah.
Interesting combination.
And no Batman mask, nothing, just me.
Exactly.
Just
And you're wearing a Batman boot. So, spiritual Batman, right?
I guess
there
I didn't
with
find
us.
myself fully, but anyway. So, alright, so Christmas is around the corner. Just a few days, maybe like a couple
I'm
of
so glad that
weeks
December
more.
is here.
Yeah. What do you have any plans for shopping, and do you know
Yes.
what the go-to place?
I know. Yes, because obviously it's Christmas season. No,
Right.
because I have to study because my
Right.
exams are coming up in January, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm enjoying the studying thing as well with Christmas songs in the background. So
Yeah.
it's going well.
Yeah, it's good. I love how they're all playing good music at this time. But a quick advice, if you want, there's a new flagship store that just opened up. Everyone's seen it. Just go there. Any place.
Yeah.
Just you get some great deals during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
That's the best time to shop as well. Anyways, also, December happens to be a lot of places to go. There's a lot of events going on. And guys and girls, you want to look your best. So I guess working out is in your routine for the next few days. And speaking of which, we have our go-to doctor again back in the studio.
Back with
Good
us.
morning, Dr. Harindu Vijay Singh.
Good morning.
Welcome back. All right, so we're here to speak about fitness today. I really wanted to start the day by letting the people know what we recapped last time about supplements and pretty much the sports type of things. But a lot of people asked us, how does that apply to us? And I was like, okay, let's do something fun so that the people at home understand what we're talking about. All right, so when is it time, like if you started working out, when is it time that you think we should get a trainer? Do you start off by yourself working out, maybe watching YouTube videos to start working out, or would you get yourself a trainer?
Well, it all depends on what we call it workout experience.
Okay.
And people who have worked out a lot, they have their own experience and they can do it by themselves. But sometimes having a trainer takes the intensity up of the training.
Oh.
Especially there's somebody to motivate you and to run you through a very tough routine.
Okay.
So that's where actually a trainer comes for somebody who has done a really lot of workouts. And sometimes, especially when you're lifting very heavy weights, it's difficult. You need a spotter to help you to avoid injury.
Right. And also for the technique as well? I'm
For the
guessing?
technique as well. For an inexperienced person, a trainer is also beneficial because they can teach you the correct techniques. Because if you don't do the exercises properly, one thing is you can injure yourself and you can cause various things. And other thing is if you don't do exercise at the correct intensity, you won't get the benefit. Okay. So I think a trainer is beneficial if you can afford a trainer.
But when you said inexperienced people, do you mean that, like Jason mentioned, it's not beneficial to look at YouTube videos and follow up on that? Because I know that most people do that these days. So is it important, necessary to have a personal trainer with you, or does videos and stuff like that, do they help as well?
I mean, it all depends, again on your fitness goals and what you're trying to achieve. That's the main idea of fitness. Whether you're looking to lose weight, whether you're looking to improve your fitness overall, and the different workouts will depend on that. So athletes' workouts will depend totally differently on the sport. So it all depends on your goals. And generally, YouTube videos can be used. I've seen some are pretty good. But the only thing is you shouldn't be doing something which is way out of your league. So I mean, I've seen something burpees and the 300 workouts, and some of them are pretty intense. And you go and do that, you're going to get injured if you're not experienced enough. So what we always recommend is to start slowly and then build yourself up to a certain level so that you can go ahead.
Okay. So when we first started, I just said for the people at home, maybe it's best to start working out now. Is that a good piece of advice to let the people to start now, because with all the holiday eating around the corner? Or would you recommend that they start maybe after you finish all your eating of the Hollywood, the
holiday, not
holiday.
Hollywood. Jason.
Something in my mind about Hollywood, I don't know what it is. But yeah, like the festive season, like they eat some mad stuff, like cakes, they eat cake. The cakes go on, love cake, and but you get what I mean. Would you recommend that they start off after the season's over, or is it good to start now?
I would say start immediately. That is the best thing.
So eat while working out. Is that your advice?
Because when you work out, you feel very guilty about eating.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
So most people tend to act like Jason said. Most people tend to eat, and then finish eating for about a month.
I just
and then
spotted Jehan there. Eat.
And then they start off with a New Year resolution of losing weight.
Losing weight.
Yeah,
that's
but
right.
then most people give up when it comes to March and April.
And there's another New Year around the corner in April, so that's.
So consistency is something that I've noticed that a lot of people just drop.
Yeah.
They start, you know what, I'm going to work out for the next 5 months. They work out for 1 and then like, you know, I had work. And what would you recommend that they do to, you know, keep on track?
Well, I'm also not very consistent with my workout, so a poor person to give that advice.
In theory, what would you recommend?
In theory, I think actually it's a very good point you brought up. I mean, people come and ask whether I should run, whether I should do weights, but at the end of the day, it's not right. It's being consistent,
right,
and being focused and doing your workout. Just go and do it. Whenever you can,
right.
And the recommendation is that you fit it into your routine.
Okay.
You just don't say, if I have free time, I'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
No,
right.
You start it into your calendar. This time, this day, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, I'll go and do this workout, and make it a point to go and do it.
Right. Now you mentioned gym just now. Now I'm curious, having a personal trainer at your house, or would it be better if I just went to a gym and got a gym trainer there, because there tend to be a lot of trainers at the gym. What would you recommend again?
Again, it depends on the experience of the trainer that you're getting. I mean, if you take trainers, you have various experience levels and the trainers. So a really good trainer, of course, whether it's home, whether it's a gym, it doesn't make a difference. So it would be the quality of your trainer, right, more than what you have.
Okay. That's
Okay. When you mentioned about gym, I was just curious. Now, when it comes to losing weight and making yourself fit for a toning reason, you know, there are two different ways that you can work out. So when you go to the gym, most people, how do you need to start working out if you haven't worked out for your entire life? If you're starting brand new and saying, okay, I'm going to work out for 5 months, how do you start working out? Do you have to start by consulting a personal trainer itself, or do you maybe do a little bit of routine here and there and then start with a personal trainer later?
Yeah, like getting your body warmed up for something and then...
I mean, I would recommend a personal trainer
from the beginning.
From the beginning,
right,
if you have somebody, because I've seen very good results from people who work with their personal trainer, especially when they're inexperienced.
So that's
because it helps to keep you focused and keep going. There's one thing, when you're starting off a workout, if you have any medical conditions, it's always better to first go and check with your doctor, especially if you have heart disease, diabetes. And I would recommend anybody, not a young person, but anybody about 30, before they start, just do your basic blood, just check your blood pressure, get the sugar checked, just check with your family doctor whether you're fit enough to do. And when you start off slowly. When they say you start off with higher duration workouts, and lower intensity. When you start off your workout, you don't do we have these very high intense 10-15 minute workouts. You won't start off with those. Then as you build up your general fitness level, you can progress to the next level. And of course, a trainer is beneficial, but then again, trainers are a bit costly sometimes. And if you're going to do about 4 sessions, it's going to add to the cost of this thing. So if you don't have the luxury of doing that, you can there's a lot of websites on the internet. You can go and get good advice on them. But generally start with a very moderate workout and then gradually build it up as you go.
Okay, so what kind of examples do you recommend for general moderate workouts? Because when it comes to going to the gym, the routines are different than maybe doing aerobics or dancing or going for swimming or just warming up, right? So what kind of exercises do you recommend? Because I remember last time you were saying that walking is not the real good way of starting to lose weight.
Yes.
So how do you really start working out?
Yeah, again, as I said, there are goals that we have. And if it's losing weight, unfortunately 85% is diet. Yes, that's the most unfortunate thing about it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that totally made me very discouraged right now. Why is that? 85% is a huge number.
It is a huge number because it's a number of calories that we take.
Right.
I mean, like just a cup of rice would nearly be equal to half an hour on the treadmill. I mean, it's a very disturbing equation.
1 cup of rice, yes.
I mean, I'm just giving roughly, but
and this is a rice eating country.
I know. know, especially for breakfast.
And we eat several cups of rice, not one cup.
Not one, definitely not.
So I mean that's the reason. So unless if you want to lose weight, then you have to go on a diet along with your weight training.
Right.
What I mentioned last week is what happens if people start walking excessively to lose weight when they're overweight, and they end up with various problems with their joints.
Sure.
So you have to cut down on the diet and then go slowly. If you want to lose weight.
So you start from dieting and then move into moderate workouts and then into intense ones.
Actually, the nutritionist I work with, he actually says don't work out first.
Okay.
Cut down your diet,
Are you
lose
serious?
weight, because he says what happens when you go to the gym, your appetite increases.
Right.
Because you're
Because
spending a lot of
you feel
energy.
good about yourself and you tend to eat more. So he of course recommends to all the patients I send that first you lose your weight, then you go to the gym.
Okay.
All right. So you cut down your calories.
Cut down your calories.
Here's one thing that I've noticed: diet. When people hear the word diet, they see it as a temporary, for maybe a span of 3 months.
Yeah.
But what happens, like, for example, we go the way you say, like, we start with the diet, we go to the gym, and then the 3 months is over. Do we eat our regular
again.
food again and still keep the gym thing going on, or do we have to maintain that throughout our life?
Yeah, I mean, a good diet you should maintain.
Okay.
When you want to lose weight, initially you have to go for a negative calorie balance. It's all about the calories consumed by the body per day versus the calories that you take in. So we have to burn more calories and take in less calories, so we cause a negative calorie balance, and that brings down the weight.
Okay.
So initial phase you'll have to bring down your calories, but once you attain a certain weight, you may go up on the number of calories you take.
Okay.
But then it all takes a lot of experience and time to find out exactly the number of calories.
That's true.
Right?
I know. So does it differ to maybe between ages and genders?
Yes.
Especially the calories that you need to take in.
We have a thing called our basal metabolic rate, how much we burn.
Right.
And now actually if you think we burn more at a gym, we actually burn more throughout the day by doing day-to-day things, like, because when our body is working, the heart is working, our digestive system is working, when we are walking, so all these things burn energy. So throughout the day everybody burns a certain amount of calories. That's much more than what you do at a gym, basically. And that's called a basal metabolic rate. And a younger person has a higher basal metabolic rate. So when you're younger, 20, you can have a lot of food and you still don't gain weight. But when you come to our age, when you eat a little bit, you gain weight. So it's all about metabolic rate. And then when you do workouts also, we try to boost the metabolic rate. Rather than say work out 2 hours at a gym and burn a certain number of calories, what we try to aim is we try to do a workout to raise the metabolic rate, so that even after the workout, we call it afterburn, you burn more calories throughout the day.
Right. Is it harder, like, obviously from what I've heard is that it's kind of harder the older you get to lose weight or to get fitter. So would you recommend that they start working out when they're young, get used to the process, by the time they turn 40 or 50, they would be used to it, so they could just easily lose the weight then?
Yeah, I mean, if you have done sports as a child, I mean, you have a huge advantage. Because one thing, your body is used to exercise, and even at a later year you can start off, versus someone who has never done sports. So to parents I would say, see that your child gets adequate amounts of physical activity, and then to the teen years you have to maintain it. 1 kilo a year in 20 years is 20 kilos. So that's a basic
We're getting a lot of knowledge right now and we're being flabbergasted.
Making us think.
And especially for females, because every pregnancy they tend to put on about 5-6 extra kilos sometimes. So with all that, what happens is you start to accumulate, and then as you get older it becomes more and more difficult to take it off.
Let's actually get into detail about that, but before that we'll go into a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. But make sure you check our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. We'll be right back after this commercial break.